And the promoter had contacted me to book all of us, and he sent me video of the show he had in the Pittsburgh area that was on TV, and it was this sort of like hip-hop, rap, and wrestling show that was on after Saturday Night Live, and it was actually like really well done. I was thinking, wow, this might be good. So we went out there, nice payday promised and everything else. And we get out there, and I kid you not, we were in the middle of nowhere, and the show was in a barn.
Oh.
And when I say a barn, I don't mean like a building that was a barn that got converted into something nice. This was a barn with hay. And the ring was set up in the middle, and I think the people that were in the crowd were friends of this one kid that sold tickets that was getting put into the main event. He was being put into the main event against New Jack. So this is where the story is going, and I bet you can guess.
Oh, dear Jesus.
So, we're in the locker room, and, well, I say locker room, but we were in the area that was sort of taped off behind the barn, out in the open, and this kid, and he was really a kid, I don't know if he was trained, I don't know if he was, barely, and he kept bugging New Jack, who was trying to get ready, and, unpacked and settled about, hey, let's go over the match. And he just kept telling this kid, like, give me a minute and I'll come over there. So finally, and by the way, that's not somebody you want to tick off.
No.
And we were always trained, like, don't go up and shake his hand, just avoid him. And that's all BS. He actually is a very nice person, believe it or not. You just have to treat him like you're supposed to treat people, with respect, and he's great. I'll get to that in a second. But anyhow, so finally they go to talk over the match, and New Jack's trying to keep it simple, and we're just gonna, we'll do this and this, and the guy's like, oh, you know what? I had this whole thing planned out. I think we should do this and this and this and this, and I'm going to do this move and that move and this move and that move. And the rest of us just in our heads were thinking like, oh God, this guy's going to die. Like, there's just no way. And so this kid comes in the ring, and like we thought the 15 people sitting in this barn knew this kid. And so they were going crazy when he came out. So he's really pumped up now, thinking he's a superstar. New Jack's music hits. He comes out with this trash can of stuff. Hits him with a couple things, not anything major, keyboard, those gimmick things that he does. And then he pulls out his Wolverine claws, which are real, and splits the kid. I mean, there was blood everywhere. He hit him in the head and just split the kid.
Wow. Finishes
the match. I mean, like right there. I mean, that was like, bam, that. And basically the kid, gets dragged back to the back. I think New Jack might have dragged him to the back, sort of, quote unquote, fighting him along the way back. Gets him in the back. The kid was in shock. I mean, like, probably medically speaking too. And, freaking out, like, I have to go to the emergency room. New Jack goes over to his bag and gets crazy glue and comes back over and says, I'll take care of you. You're fine. You don't need to go to the emergency room. And crazy glues, his head shut and, cleans it up and everything. And then he just said to him, I taught you more in the last 5 minutes than you've learned in the entire time you've been trying to be a wrestler. So next time, listen.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I don't blame New Jack at all for that. That kid was way, 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 way out of line. And then so the promoter, who's now completely flipped his lid, for a couple reasons, that was one of them. Then evidently he didn't have money, so he was trying not to pay us. And I was like, no, it was a really long drive, sorry. So then he tried to pay us with dope.
Really?
Yeah, like, he's like, I have bags in my car, I'll give you that instead. And we're like, no, we want cash. We want the cash you promised us. And
wow.
I think New Jack was trying to get paid too. And so we were on one side of the promoter and New Jack was on the other. And New Jack kept interrupting to talk to the guy. And of course the guy's going to talk to New Jack. And we were trying to leave. So I finally said, sir, I don't mean to be rude, but this guy's not paying us. He's paid you. He won't pay us. We're just trying to get our money, and then you can talk to him about whatever you want to talk to him about. And he just looked at him and said, you need to pay these guys. And boy, did money come out of that guy's pocket right away and handed it over to us. Off we went.